Good evening. Am I audible? Am I audible to everyone? Good evening. Now, where is the chat? Ah, chat is here. Good evening, good evening, good evening. So, how are you? How is your day today? How is your day? How is your day of preparation going on today? Good evening, everyone. Okay, that's good. That's good. So, why, Hriday? After seeing the scanners, you should be even more, enthusiastic that yes, I know. Hmm? Going food, what, Neeraj? All you can think about is food. Ajay, today someone, I don't remember the name. The girl's name is with S. She had sent me some 5, 6 messages on this. What do you say? She had sent it to me. Where did she send me? On Telegram. Who is that girl? She had sent me some 5, 6 on non-stop. I know, Dheeraj, that is just pulling your leg. Yeah, have biryani. He's saying her is saying that you should have biryani. हमें भी खिला दीजिएगा, but not biryani. I'm not a biryani fan. I don't understand why people actually hype so much about biryani. Like, no, it's absolutely okay, Rida, if you're not able to write the sections. Absolutely okay. Ah, chalo, Neeraj is sharing my view on biryani. Seriously, overhyped. One of the most overhyped food. Okay. Ah, Hyderabad. Yeah, I know, I know. Whenever I used to go to Hyderabad, people are like, "Did you eat biryani?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not a fan." And on that, I am a vegetarian. I am a vegetarian. So another reason, I like no love for biryani. So anyway, now, exactly because I'm a vegetarian. Now, this question on sections. I am a veg not because I am in Kolkata. So when I say people I live in Kolkata, they're like, "Ah, you must be loving fish." I'm like, I'm a vegetarian. I'm a vegetarian because I'm a Jain. So I'm a vegetarian. Scanners, you will find it in the channel, the Telegram channel, my channel, not in Yash's ka channel. And also you'll find the revision notes also. बिरयानी वेज नहीं होता है. Okay, let's stop talking about food. I told you, no, I'm going for a better lifestyle. Yesterday I told you about it, so I'm trying to have good food and everything good, so don't talk about food. Now tell me, I had to, that girl, she's there kya? Swastika was her name. I don't remember her name exactly. She had sent me some 5, 6 messages on Telegram about her doubts. Let me just check if she's there. She's not there, I guess. Since she's not there, there is no point discussing her doubts. Anyway, you just drop me a message, I'll just send you. You drop me a text on Telegram, WhatsApp, whatever, I'll just send you. Regarding sections, it's not mandatory. There is nothing like your marks will be deducted. There is nothing like, your marks will be deducted, nothing like that. So if you can remember the sections, well and good. I have also uploaded section lists also, where all the sections of contract, sale of goods, everything is given. So, but then if you can, there are some people who can just remember the numbers. That's a good thing for them. They can remember it, they can go for it. Otherwise, it's absolutely okay. Even in Inter also, we say to the students that for Companies Act, try to remember a few sections. For other laws, it's absolutely okay if you cannot remember. And at the foundation level, there is nothing like -2 because no sections were given, no. And writing a wrong section, better you don't write sections. Anything else before I start with the chapter? Okay, I wanted to discuss also, remind me before I finish today's session, I want to discuss how will you answer questions in the exams. Like there was this doubt and I keep and Mahima, you had sent me your entire mock test. So yeah, I'll talk about preparations also. I'll talk about it. We'll do it today only, I guess. So, Mahima, you had sent me your, I'm feeling so hot. You had sent me your answer, mock paper, entire answer. See, I'll tell you, to be honest, humanly, it's impossible for me because it's not just one you. I cannot check the entire. I have given you the answers. Those papers were prepared by me only. The answers were prepared by me. So everything is in the format. If you have a doubt anywhere, you just ask me about that. I cannot check each and every answer. Yeah, one or two answers is a different thing, but you send me everyday answers. I'm telling you, it's not possible for me to check because like almost 700 students for this term of foundation, so it's impossible for me to check everyone's paper if this happens. Yeah, if you have a doubt in anything, I can help you with that. Someone had messaged me today also, ma'am, what is the format of the answers? I am seriously, now this is one word of caution. One word of caution to each and everyone, and listen very carefully, listen attentively. I really, what I feel is, no, we teachers take so much of pain to come to the classes, but the students just hardly, so less students will join the classes. Anyway, so anyway, coming to what I was talking about, let me tell you one thing. You know everything right now. How answer is supposed to be written, how question is supposed to be read, how questions are supposed to be approached, how you're supposed to write the answer format, you know it. You absolutely know it. You know it here. You know it very well. And even you know it very well. But it is here that you have a doubt on yourself that I don't know. Because after so much of extensive practicing that we have done, so much of extensive practicing, if you have been with me throughout the sessions, throughout every session that had taken place, be it a doubt session, a live session, whatever, if you were there with me, you know here, you know that you know everything, but it is here that you doubt yourself. So first of all, let me tell you one thing very important, that for the next 25 days, we are not going to doubt ourselves. Yes, it is, overconfidence is not good. I totally agree, but self-doubt is destruction. I totally agree, overconfidence is not good, but then self-doubt is destruction. You all know it very well. And when today you're sending me, ma'am, is this format correct? You know it in your heart, it is correct or not. You are just having that fear in you. So what right now I want, yes, I am going to clarify your doubt. Absolutely, I will be clarifying your doubts. That is, I'm supposed to do. If I'm supposed to check the format, I'll do that. But before that, I want to have you to have faith here that you know everything, that you definitely know everything and you are going to rock your paper. Because honestly speaking, everyone has, every term, every student works hard, but the pressure on you was ultimate. When you clear your foundation, you have legit reasons to be proud. Definitely legit reasons to be proud because you have gone through so much. And being a human, I am telling you, being confined in that four walls, I have not yet stepped out of the house because for me, working is my class and class is not being conducted outside because still class are done only online. So I am just in front of this camera, this computer screen, this laptop screen, and my mobile screen because I binge watch and I keep reading. I binge read also. So I am undergoing mental pressure, and that's the reason I started feeling that I need to change my lifestyle in a total different way. So I can understand what you are going through. So I say hats off to all of you that you have survived all of this and come out ready, prepared for the exams. So that is one reason you deserve an applaud that, okay, I am awesome. You know that. So yes, I'm going to clarify your doubts. I'm going to check your answers if you want me to. I'm definitely going to do that. But for that, you need to have faith here that I know everything. So stop having that self-doubt, please. So now coming to, yeah, I wanted to discuss questions. So how we are going to approach in the exam if a question is given to us, how will we approach? So for that, I'm going to take out some question and then we will discuss it. But before that, the chapter I wanted to discuss today, I thought I'll go for partnership. Partnership doubt session was not conducted, right? Partnership doubt session was not conducted, right? Okay, so I really need you to answer, or are you so lost in that motivation that I've given you that you are gone? Huh? It was conducted. Okay, so what was left then? What was left then? Sale of good act, the Sale of Goods Act was left, which we have done. What was the last chapter? Companies Act, Companies Account. What? Neeraj, you are still lost in accounts. Every revision is over, no, for you all? Okay, Companies Act, I have a document, but it's old. I guess it doesn't have all the, what you say. Let me switch on the AC or something. I'm feeling very hot. Wait. Okay, so let me just do a small recap of this, what you say. Oh, okay, Neeraj. Thank you so much. That's the best thing that we, get to hear and see. So anyway, we'll start with Companies Act. I don't know why every student is so doubtful about Companies Act. I honestly don't know why. And I don't know why you're so confused about doctrines. अगर आप देखो तो it's very small. Only this much. So anyway, we'll start with companies. We'll start with companies only. So just a second. Huh? No. I am going to Moksha. I'm going to. Don't worry. I'm going to talk about this one in this Companies Act discussion only. So just let me share the screen. Just a second. Huh? Okay. So. We have so many different types of company. One thing, let me tell you what I have observed. I'm not saying this is going to happen during your exams also. However, OPC Section 8 company, these are those parts from where every term we see questions. Every term I see that there would be questions from these topics. Now, what are the different types of companies? We have different bases on which we had classified the different types of companies. So limited companies on the basis of liability, on the basis of number of members, on the basis of control, on the basis of ownership, on the basis of size, then on the basis of profit motive, we had different types of classifications. So, limited by shares means where the liability of a member is only up to the unpaid value of the shares held by them. So, whatever shares I am holding, if I have not paid any money on the shares, then I am liable. Then limited by guarantee, the members they make a promise that tomorrow if the company goes into liquidation, this is the amount of money I'm going to contribute in the winding up. So, this is limited by guarantee. So when limited by shares, the uncalled amount of the share can be called up during the course of business or during winding up, but limited by guarantee, the amount can be called up only during winding up. Limited by shares obviously has a share capital. Limited by guarantee may or may not have a share capital. If it has a share capital, there is double liability, both for unpaid value, guarantee amount. But if it is without share capital, only single liability, that is for the guaranteed amount. Unlimited liability, then there is no limit on the liability of the members. Then on the basis of number of members, we had OPC, private and public. Let me tell you, OPC is nothing but it is a private company only, having only one member. So OPC is always a private company, but an OPC will have only one, not minimum one, only one. Though the number of directors is minimum one, can be more than one, but when we talk about members, it is only one. So can an OPC have, I want an answer from you all, can an OPC have 5 directors? Can an OPC have 5 directors? Tell me. Yes. Can an OPC have 5 directors? Yes, because it's only that minimum 1 director should be there. Now, for a private company, it is minimum 2. For an OPC, it's minimum 1. For a private company, it's minimum 2. And for a public company, it's minimum 3 directors. Okay. Now, OPC, who can be a member of an OPC? Only a natural person who's an Indian citizen and a resident of India. When I say resident of India, it means a person who has stayed in India for at least 182 days in the immediately preceding financial year. And you know, ironically, I'm not blaming anyone and I am not being sarcastic to anyone, but let me tell you, when I was teaching these topics in the class, I had specifically mentioned that this is an amendment, this is an amendment, write this, write this. Once, sometime back, a student literally, you know, he sends me this and he says me, from your batch only, he sends me a screenshot and he says, you have made us write this for small company. He says, you have made us write this, this is given in the book. So you are wrong or the book is wrong. What is wrong? So, I mean, the way, the tone, it was like, I literally, you know, I felt like, do you not even listen to the lectures properly? And there was this another student, a girl, she sends me, you don't even understand the difference between minimum and maximum. I had told you that the maximum capital of an OPC cannot exceed 50 lakhs, and the book says that there is no restriction on the minimum amount of capital. She sends me a screenshot and she says, let's see what you have taught us. This is given in the book. And I did not even know who should I pity, myself or the girl. I was like literally in a dilemma that who is the person who should be pitied here. So, you know, you really need to be a little attentive. See, in foundation, you know, we have ample of time also. But when you go to inter, if you make such stupid, you know, mistakes, survival is difficult then. So anyway, who is a resident of India can be a member or a nominee of an OPC. The name of the nominee shall be given in the memorandum. The purpose of the nominee is that in the event of death or incapacity of the member, the nominee shall become the member of the company. Then after that, this nominee can withdraw his nomination or the member can change the nomination. And they will have to, you know, bring in another nomination again. Excuse me. Then after this, a person, he can be a member of one OPC and at the same time nominee of one OPC only one OPC. If a person becomes a member of more than one OPC, and why will that happen? That can happen only because of one reason, and that is by virtue of nomination. Because of nomination. In that case, he must select any one OPC. In that case, he must select any one OPC within the next 180 days. Within the next 180 days, he must fulfill the requirements of the Act. A minor cannot be a member or a nominee of an OPC. A minor cannot be a member or a nominee. An OPC cannot be registered as or convert into a Section 8 company. An OPC cannot be an NBFC. The paid up capital should not exceed 50 lakhs and the turnover for the relevant period, that is the average of the past 3 years, should not exceed 2 crores. Can convert into a private or a public company, but only after 2 years of incorporation. But if at any time the paid up capital exceeds 50 lakh or the turnover for the relevant period exceeds 2 crore, must convert. Relevant period means the average of the past 3 years. Now after this, we had private company, which has a minimum paid up capital, and by its articles, restricts the transferability of shares. I told you, do not interchange the words. Limit the number of members to 200, excluding employees and ex-employees who acquire the shares while in employment and continue to hold them even after the employment ceases. Joint holders are counted as single members. And third one, prohibits the issue of securities to the public. Right? Then we had public company. What is public company? Which is not a private company, has a minimum paid up capital as may be specified, and subsidiary of a company which is not a private company. To put it in simple terms, subsidiary of a public company is also considered as a public company. In the articles, it may continue to be a private company, but the law will apply as if it is a public company, right? Then on the basis of size, we have small company, and please, there are amendments. These figures you have to write. So what is a small company? It's a private company. It is a company which is not a public company. So it's a private company which has a paid up capital of not more than 50 lakhs or such higher amount as may be specified, not exceeding 10 crores. And it is and turnover as per the profit and loss account of the immediately preceding financial year. What is the sum? What is the figure here? 2 crores or such higher amount as may be specified, not exceeding 100 crores, right? Does not apply to a holding company. Okay, my battery is gone. Just give me a minute. Let me put it on charge. Okay, my voice is not audible. Okay. Today I'm going very slow. I'm not audible. I'll raise my voice then. Yesterday after the session, I literally had a sore throat. So anyway, does not apply to a holding or a subsidiary company, to a Section 8 company, or any company which is governed by a special act. Then, what was the next one? OPC, we have already done that. And I think we have done in this. Yeah, all we are done. Okay, then the next one, holding company, subsidiary company. Holding, a company is said to be the holding of another if the other is its subsidiary. I've told you, it's a circular relation. I am your holding if you're my subsidiary. So what is subsidiary? A subsidiary company, a company is said to be the subsidiary of another if the other controls the composition of the board of directors. I've already told you what is controls the composition of the board of directors, when I have a right to appoint or remove the majority of the directors, or holds more than half of the total voting power. Now please understand, here there was a question of in the scanner and in the exam I had given you, since nothing was given which shares are being held, I cannot just say okay it's equity. So if I have to make an assumption there, because nothing is given, it has to be out of the total shares only. But so that is how it is supposed to be answered. However, if you take only equity, you have to say, assuming that the shares held are equity. So you're making that assumption in the answer. That has to be mentioned. Someone had a doubt. I think Aditya had a doubt. I don't remember who had this doubt. Someone had this doubt. Okay, okay. I guess now it's seen. Now I guess it's visible. Okay. Yeah, you have to write assuming in the second paragraph, you have to write assuming that the shares held are equity. But when nothing is given, it is obviously out of the total shares we are talking about. Yes, yes. But please understand, Krishnan, that when I talk about paid up capital or turnover, there, even if one is exceeded, I have to shift to private or public company. But the words used are, just hold on a second, Krishnan. When you are writing the point, the paid up capital should not exceed 50 lakh and the turnover, then it is and only. But if any one is defaulted, then it must convert, there it is or. There it is or, okay. Anyway, holds more than half of the total voting power. It should not go beyond the layers specified. In both of these cases, there was an amendment that the word company includes a body corporate. I've already shared it. I've already shared it. So, associate company, a company is said to be the associate of another if such other has a significant influence over it, not being a subsidiary. So, when we say significant influence, we are talking about holding at least 20% of the total voting power or holding at least 20% of the business decisions, right? Or 20% of the business decisions. Now, here, when we talk about associate company, any shares which are held in fiduciary capacity shall not be considered. Government company, not being a subsidiary means if it is from 20 to 50, it is associate. If it is more than 50, it is a subsidiary. This is the whole purpose of writing not being a subsidiary. Otherwise, it would be overlapping. Government company in which at least 51% of the shares are held by central government or state government or both. There was an amendment. I hope everyone has got that amendment. There was an amendment. I hope everyone has got this amendment. You all must have got the amendment sheet. Where the company issues DVRs, it shall be 51% of the total paid up share capital shall be taken as total voting power. Yes? Foreign company incorporated outside India having a place of business in India. Incorporated outside India but having a place of business in India. This place of business can be direct or through an agent, physical or online. Then listed and unlisted, listed whose shares are listed at the securities are listed at the stock exchange, unlisted whose securities are not listed. Section 8 company, the purpose of these companies are to promote sports, science, arts, religion, charity, commerce, technology. And these companies do not distribute dividend, they plow back their profits into the business to promote the objects. They apply to the central government for the license, and once the license is given, they do not use the word limited or private limited after the name. And what was the second thing that happens? They do not, what was even a firm can be a member. These small points, remember it. Okay, I'll be slow. All these small points, remember it. You can get a question from this also. And anyway, here it is a doubt session. So if you're looking again, it becomes a little, before the exams, it's a little difficult to follow these. So all the revision videos has anyway, I have, uploaded it because here in between chat is going on and all. So I have also, so, just before the exam, you can go through them. That will actually help you a lot. So anyway, coming back to this charitable purpose, they are incorporated to promote sports, science, arts, religion, charity, commerce, and technology. They do not distribute dividend. What happens to the profits that they earn? It is reinvested back into the business to promote the objects. These companies have to apply to the central government for a license, and once the license is issued for Section 8 company, they do not have to use the word limited or private limited after their name. And what was the second thing? Even a firm can be a member of such company. If these companies, they, breach the objects, they declare dividend or, use the profits personally, whatever. So if they breach the objects or they act against public interest or they do any act which is against the conditions subject to which the certificate is issued, anything. So in that case, what will happen is the central government may either revoke the license, and on such revocation, they will have to convert into a private or a public company, or they may be ordered for amalgamation, that is, you have to amalgamate with another Section 8 company, or the company may be ordered to be wound up. On winding up, whatever surplus is left after paying off the liabilities, the members cannot take it. It will be given to another Section 8 company, or it will be transferred to Insolvency and Bankruptcy Fund under the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code. They get, that is depending on what order is passed. Arvind, while revoking Section 8 company, they get converted into that depends. If an order is passed for amalgamation, they will amalgamate. If an order is passed for winding up, they will wind up. If an order is passed for conversion, they will convert. Okay, I hope this is clear to everyone. Okay, dormant company, which is for a future project or to hold any intellectual property, and they are also known as inactive companies. What is inactive companies? Which has not filed its, which is not carrying any business operations for the past 2 years, which is not carrying any business operations or has no significant accounting transactions in the past 2 years, or has not filed the annual returns or financial statements with the ROC in the past 2 years. They are considered as inactive companies. What is significant accounting transaction? Any expense other than, or any transaction. I don't need to say expense because you know, event and transaction means it has a monetary involvement, right? So any what is not a significant accounting transactions? Any transactions other than paying any fees to the registrar or paying any fees under any act, this act or any other act as a requirement, allotment of shares as a requirement of the act, or any expenses for the maintenance of office. You know, generally what happens is that please when you are revising this, no, so Nidhi company, the definition has changed. I actually cannot find the word copy of this, so I have to prepare either the document all over again. So this Nidhi company, the definition has changed. So when you are studying, please be careful. So if today possible, tonight I'm going to rectify and I'll just upload the rectified document. So anyway, where was I? You know how they get the status of a dormant company or how they become an active company again? They file an application to the registrar that I want to become a dormant company, and the registrar will issue a certificate declaring them a dormant company. And once they want to convert into an active company, again they have to apply, the registrar will give them a certificate. And public financial institution which is formed under a special act, or 51% of the shares are held by the central government, by the government. Now, this incorporation of company, we were having a lot of issues here, and I don't know why everyone kept asking me some or the other doubts. Now, I have taught you a little more. I have taught you the entire Section 8, okay? Company has separate status. Even if you are holding all of my shares, doesn't mean that I and you are same, okay? I hope, Akshay, I answered your doubt. Okay, so this will help you in understanding how will you answer the question of incorporation of company. Now listen very carefully. First of all, point 1 will not be there anymore, okay? So this point 1 will not be there at all because it's amended now. And instead of spice, it will be spice plus, where 3 things are done. What are the 3 things? Application for name, appointment of directors, and application for DIN. Okay? Then Then the next one, filed. This will be actually above this Spice Plus, and this is file documents with Spice Plus, which will be all of these. That is given under section 7. So if you get a question on incorporation of company, you will write first file Spice Plus with the ROC. Spice Plus is about what all the 4 things: application for incorporation, reservation of name, appointment of directors, and allotment of debt. All these 4 things. Then next point you will write, along with the Spice Plus, the following documents have to be filed. And then you will write all this. What? EMOA, EAOA. Then you will write declaration by the practicing CA, CS or CWA, or a lawyer, and by any subscriber or director or manager that the company has complied with all the requirements of the Act for incorporation. Then third is a declaration by every subscriber and director that they were not engaged in fraud or misfeasance of trust or breach of trust or misuse of duty in the management or incorporation in the past 5 years, and that all information given is true and correct as per their knowledge. Then correspondence details of registered office address, or if there is no registered office, the details of where the correspondence will be sent, right? Then details of subscribers, then details of directors, and interest of director in any other body corporate, along with the consent to act as director. This you have to write. Now tell me, is incorporation, the entire topic, clear to everyone? Sure, chalo, that's great. That's great. And I'm going to rectify this document. So if you have, shared these documents with any of your friends also who are not attending the class here or are not our student, please make sure that they don't study from this material because it's wrong. I shouldn't say wrong, but rather amendments are not there. So I'll amend it and upload it tonight. Okay. So now, doctrine of ultra wires. So many people have been messaging me one thing: which cases should I remember? Arey Baba, kitne baar bola? I feel like, now if he wakes me up in the morning when I'm sleeping, and he has this habit of giving me water. So the first thing that I do is I have water. When I wake up in the morning, the first thing that I need is a glass of water. I don't even open my eyes without it. And he hands it over to me. He will only give it to me. I don't even take it. So now what I've started feeling is like, if he'll wake me up, you wake up, I'll give you water. I'll be like, Ashbury Railway Company versus Richie. This is my condition right now. This is what is going to happen very soon. And I feel my kids, if they will also, call, message or talk to me, I'll be talking about these cases only. Such a traumatic experience I'm having with these cases. I've mentioned so many times the name of the cases that you should remember. Lifting of corporate wheel, you should try to remember some of the cases here. Ashbury Railway Company versus Richie, you should remember. Royal British Bank versus Turquin, you should remember this case. So anyway, Ashbury Railway Company versus Richie, what it says is that if you have, that Yash's material is prepared by me only, that is written by me. It was a published book, but this time I had to give a soft copy because of this COVID and all. It is my published book, so don't worry, more than enough. So Ashbury Railway Company, what happened was that what it says is that my memorandum tells what I can do, and anything apart from this cannot be done. And if the company makes any contract which goes against this, it is ultra vires and hence void. And even the whole body of shareholders cannot ratify it. And it does not, and the ratification, because ratification has a retrospective effect. So if I want to amend my MOA, amendment cannot be retrospective, it can only be prospective. That is from today and after, but it cannot be from before and after. And the company is not liable, the directors will be personally liable for it. A doctrine of constructive notice. Yesterday someone asked me this question: how am I supposed to know what is their doctrine saying? What is their MOA saying? Will I say, give me your MOA? Yeah, you can say that. Or instead you can just go to the registrar's office, because when I file an MOA with the registrar, it becomes a public document. And when it becomes a public document, it is implied that every person dealing with the company, it's automatic. I'm not going to ask you, hey, did you read my MOA? When you come to contract with me, I will be like, okay, you must have read my MOA. So that is constructive notice, which says that any person dealing with the company is deemed to have knowledge about these documents. However, I should know whether the company can do or not. How the authority is given is not my concern. So I am only concerned whether the company has the authority to do it or not. The indoor management, internal control is not my duty. So it is not my duty to check the internal control. So tell me, with this we have completed the doctrines and everything about Companies Act. Entrenchment clause, providing additional grounds. Providing additional grounds or additional provisions. Providing additional grounds or additional provisions, right? That is something over and above what law says. It can be done at the time of incorporation or as an amendment. As an amendment, in case of a private company, all members should agree. In case of a public company, special resolution, that is 75% should agree. So tell me, do you have any more doubts in this Companies Act? Paid up capital, no relevant period. For paid up capital, there is no relevant period. Now, I want everyone's attention here. I don't have... that will depend on the question, no? Generally, questions will be about doctrine of indoor management. It is only about when we say, do you know about the MOA? Then it comes about, then we are talking about constructive notice. Otherwise, generally, it is always indoor management that we'll be talking about. And basically, that depends upon the question. This is CA Inter book. However, I just want to discuss a few questions with you. Just give me a minute. I mean, not a few questions, just how will we identify the questions? Okay. Okay, Moksh wants to... Can you see the screen? Is the screen visible to you all? Okay. Moksh, how will you write incorporation? You will first write SPICE. Everything that you have written in the notes about SPICE plus, everything is same. You have my notes, and in fact in the notes I had given you in a proper sequence. That same sequence you will follow. In the notes I have made you write also. Just remove run now. Run is no longer applicable. In case of incorporation, run is no longer applicable. Right? So run is no longer applicable. Remove that. And then you will come to, so the first thing you will write is SPICE, and then you will write the following documents have to be submitted with SPICE, which includes declaration and everything. क्या बोल रहा हूँ मैं? चाय बन गया क्या? हाँ, हाँ, एक मिनट. I'll just come in a minute. Oh, chai. Yes, what was that, Moksh? And chai ke bina, matlab, people say you should have a healthy diet. I say without chai, there is no healthy diet. So, anyway, so I was talking about, so how will you write spice? So, the first, no, it is there, but because in foundation level, we don't go into that much of, detailing. So, you will find in the notes, in the institute's material, you'll find it's not given. But utility bills are required. So even if you don't write, it is absolutely okay because you don't have to go into that much of details for you all. So, oh, I have not seen that meme. Share it with me too, Moksh. I have not seen that. Anyway, so first you will write about spice, what is given in spice, all the four things, and then you will write about incorporation documents, which is the declaration, details, and the address and everything. I hope it's clear to everyone. Moksh, is it clear to you? Moksh, is it clear to you? You had this doubt. One thing that I wanted to really talk about is how to write answers because Nilesh sir actually told me that ma'am, they're having a lot of issues it seems with writing answers. So I am taking interca material. So intermaterial is definitely something, some part of it which is common to you all. So let us talk about this question, concept capsule 2. First thing that you are supposed to do is, what I believe is that you should never start the paper without reading the paper thoroughly. And even that 15 minutes time at time is not enough. What I feel is you just read one question and you just start writing the answer. I feel that is somehow not a very appropriate way of doing it. So, just reading one question and then starting writing the answer, that is not what will happen is, no, after that one question is done, you will again wait for 10 minutes to read the question, not a very good way. So before you actually, and you will say, ma'am, what, ma'am, I will take 10 extra minutes and by then everyone has started writing. Yeah, and everyone will keep the pen down after one or two questions and you will continue for the rest. So it should be that once you pick up that pen, you don't keep it down unless you have completed your paper. So the first thing that you're supposed to do is read the question paper very nicely, emphasizing on the keywords. I know you're not allowed to mark it and all, but you know what? With just a pencil, just one or two words, you can just mark those keywords so that you can actually analyze the question. Because at times it happens that when I read the question for the first time, I don't get the answer. When I read it for the second or the third time, then you're like an enlightenment. Okay, now I got the answer. So reading the question is as important a part of writing the answer. It is as equally important as is writing the answer. So you should read the question paper thoroughly and not start writing unless you have read it quite well. And so once you're done reading, question 1 is compulsory and you have to select from the rest 4. So the selection must be done before you start writing. Everything selected. Someone asked me that in that 15 minutes of reading time, should I read law or should I read BCR? That depends on whether you're going to write law first or you're going to write BCR first. If you're going to write BCR, you should read BCR. That is totally your choice, which you are comfortable. Like last day, most of you were like, we are more comfortable with law, then you should start writing with law. Why? I'll tell you. Something, when I don't know something, listen very carefully, when I don't know something, there will be two problems. I don't know if this happened with you or not, but when I was in my class 11, 12, and I was doing accounts, my subject was also accounts. So when I was doing accounts, I don't know, maybe it was just the mindset that I had or whatever, I don't know. But if my first question that I have done and the answer was correct, that day would have been like a bonus day for me. Every answer would be correct, irrespective of how I am doing it. Well, every answer will automatically it will be correct only because I'm doing it correct only somehow. But if someday I start with the first question and that first question I somehow fail to complete it, you know, or get the correct answer, God knows what, but that day I wouldn't get any correct answer whatsoever. I don't know if you have, just, you know, raise your hands wherever you are. Oh, this is so me. But this is what happened with me. Now, if you are, okay, you have raised your hand, 3 participants have, oh, wow. So we all are, you know, birds of the feather flock together kind of thing. So we all are the same. So, now what I want to tell you, listen very carefully. If you are very confident with BCR and you start with law, you will not be able to write the answers properly, and that confidence is gone. That confidence is gone. So you lose the confidence for the rest of the paper. First problem. Second problem is that when I don't know something, it takes me more time to complete it. So if I don't know law, I start with law, I will never be able to finish it in 2 hours, and then my time which I have allotted for BCR, which I'm very sure about, I will fail to do it correctly because I don't have time only left. Second problem. And third, I told you 2 problems. This is third is bonus point I'm giving you. You must have heard everyone say first impression is the last impression. So when the examiner opens the first page and he finds beautiful things written on that page, he will automatically have that desire to read your paper through. And he will know, okay, this child has definitely done wonders in the paper. So when he reads the first answer, very nicely written, everything is correct, very well written, and that will happen only when you write something that you know well. So what idea he will have is that, okay, this child has written very well. Yes. So that confidence again, you are giving the examiner the confidence to give you marks. Now you will say, ma'am, but law and BCR papers are different, no different answer sheets. So what I'm trying to say is, write that answer which you know well first. Boosts your confidence. You will be able to finish the paper on time, and a confidence to the examiner that you know. So there is no hard and fast rule that the first question has to be attempted first. Yeah, but you cannot do 1A, then 3B, then achanak say 5C, then again 1C. Dude, he's not playing some jigsaw. Or this is not, you know, what do you say? You have those, no, maze. It's not a maze, okay? Bichara uspe daya karo. You people will be cozying around in the winters and he'll be checking your paper. So please have some, you know, mercy on that guy. So what you are going to write first is definitely your choice, but you have to be very sure that BCR should be completed within 50 minutes if you start with that, and law should be completed in 1 hour 50 minutes if you start with that. So I hope this is very clear to everyone. Sneha, that is the reason I have given you these, you know, PDFs. Okay, and she has a genuine point. So what you do is, these PDFs are given for that reason. In points ko dekho or revise karo. So the best way right now, acha, tell me, again, raise your hands. How many of you finished Sale of Goods Act yesterday? But why is it that I did not get any message from anyone that, ma'am, I have finished the chapter? Okay. I did not get any message from anyone. Why? Okay. Sneha, have you finished it? Sneha, have you finished it? Yes? Okay. So, Sneha, just to give you an idea of whether you know or not, today what you will do is, you will take out some topic from Sale of Goods Act which you have studied and which is point wise, like for example, Nemo Dat code, non-habit or conditions, and you will not open the book. Okay, it will take some extra 10 minutes, but please do bear up with this. You will take up the notes, a notebook, a rough sheet, anything, and you will just jot down all the points of implied conditions and try to figure out if you are able to write or not. If you are able to write, it's just, again, the fear is here. Okay, okay. I hope, Sneha, yeah. So if you have any problem after that, Sneha, you just drop a message or give me a call. We will talk about it after this. So now, let us discuss about how will we attempt questions. I want everyone's attention here now. You don't have to figure out which act because they will mention. Okay, you just finished before the class. Okay, but I told you to finish it off yesterday. Targets, you should, you should finish your targets. When you're not able to finish your targets, after a certain point of time, you will lose your integrity in yourself. You will start doubting yourself that I cannot even do things that I promise myself. How will I fulfill promises made to the others? So you will always have no proper, that because you will always doubt yourself in that case. So anyway, coming back here, now I want everyone's attention here. Today, too much of motivation I'm giving you all. So if I read this question, ABC Limited is a company incorporated under the Companies Act 2013. The paid up share capital of the company is held as under government company, government, explaining the provisions of the Companies Act. So I know this is from Companies Act. State whether the said company is called a government. So I know I have to focus on government company here. Okay. So this is the first thing that I have to analyze. So when a question is given to me, the name of the act is given in the question. But which part of the act this talks about, I have to understand that. Here it is given government company. So I know I have to write everything about government company. Right? Is it clear to everyone? Yes. So how will I write? As per section 2, clause 42. If I don't remember, no problem. As per the provisions of the Companies Act 2013. Thank you for all those who are raising their hands, showing that yes, we are getting it. A government company means a company in which at least 51% of the shares of the total paid up share capital is held by the central government or the state government or both. Write it 1, 2, 3 like that. Clean answer. The examiner should be happy seeing your answer. Right? We have written this. This is our provision. In the above case, ABC Limited is a company is a company in which the government of India holds 20% of the shares, the government, whatever, you'll write this detail. As per the definition, the shares can be held either by the central and the state government singularly or jointly. In this case, the central and the state government are together holding 60%, which is more 60% of the total paid up capital. Thus, it is a government company. Is this clear to everyone? Yes? Okay. Now let us take let's take some tricky question. Which unit is not very clear. Okay, let's take this question. We've already done this question. So, Sohan induced Suraj to buy his motorcycle, saying that it was in a very good condition. So see the keywords: induced, saying that it was in a very good condition. After taking the motorcycle, Suraj complained that there were many defects in the motorcycle. This shows that he made a wrong statement. Wrong statement means what? Fraud. Right? And obviously it will be given in the question which chapter. So this will help you. Yes, exactly, fraud. So this will help you to analyze and come to a question and answer. Okay. Love, Kush and Happy jointly promised, jointly borrowed. So this is what? Joint promisers. Jointly promised, that means what? It is joint promisers. So basically focus on the keywords which will help you to analyze the further thing. I hate when I have to scroll around trying to search for questions or anything. Shyam entered into a contract with Raja Ram to build a house for a fixed sum of 10 lakh. Owing to unexpected shortage of skilled labor and of certain materials, the contract took 24 months. So here we can say that there is a failure to perform the contract within time. Shyam contended that the contract has been frustrated. So this is clearly saying that he is claiming relief under supervening impossibility. So you have to answer on the grounds of supervening impossibility. So you really, the question itself will give you the point from where the answer is coming, and you just have to write about that, nothing else. I don't know if this helped you or not. If you want, I can discuss one or more 2 questions. Otherwise, if this is okay, then I think we are done with this. It's clear to everyone? Okay. Now, I don't think we need any more doubt clearing sessions or anything. Contract being frustrated means the contract is discharged by supervening impossibility. Because under the English law, supervening impossibility is known as doctrine of frustration. How will you, one more thing, someone had asked me, ma'am, how will I revise it? See, in BCR, there is nothing much to revise. In BCR, there is nothing much to revise. So when you come back from the accounts exam, that day you will revise law. The next day morning, you will revise law. Afternoon, you will revise BCR, that is see the formats. And evening, again, you will revise law. The next day morning, you want to revise any part which is not very clear, and you will revise the formats. In BCR, I think the only formats is something that you need to revise, right? Because the rest is everything is grammar. Palak, I have given you mock test notes, same format your exam paper will be. So there are 2 or 3 questions, I guess, which is for 6 marks. There are 2 or 3 questions which is for 6 marks. No, you will only write the amended section. You don't have to write the earlier one. Earlier one is no longer a law anymore. The earlier one is no longer a law anymore. And don't worry, if this 1 week I'll be available on calls. Please don't ask me stupid questions, because you know it actually is annoying at times, but maybe it may be very serious to you, not to me. Whatever, I'll be available on calls also. You can call, message anytime you have any problem, but not after 10 in the night, because after that I'm not available. How to revise? The best thing to revise is you don't read everything, you just read the key points. So when I'm revising, let us say I'm revising conditions and warranties, I'll just look at the definition, I'll look at the points of all the conditions, I'll close the book, recap, and then go to the next topic. This is how I'll revise. Or you can, you know, just go through the revision videos that I have uploaded, and you can revise with me along with your books. You can just keep your books open and you can revise along with me, and you can speak out. Along with the revision, you can just keep speaking with it. Okay? At this point of time, no, but yes, you have to practice writing 1 or 2 answers right now every day, timing yourself. If it is a 4 marks answer, don't give yourself more than 3 to 4 minutes. If it is a 6 marks answer, you should try to write it within 8 minutes. You need to do that, otherwise you'll not be able to finish in the exams. But now don't focus too much on writing. But then let me tell you, if you're practicing accounts also, you cannot just go through sums. Even if it is, you don't write the format or anything, but you still need to write the figures. Otherwise, how will you know if you're doing it correct or not? Seeing doesn't help. Maths, if you're revising, you cannot revise looking at the questions. You need to pen down, you know, the sums. It doesn't have to be in the proper format. Just a mere scribble is enough, but that has to be done. And what is very important, let me tell you, you need to study. You really need to study a lot. And you are in foundation. When I remember when Mayur was in finals, he used to sleep for 3 or 4 hours only the last 3-4 months of the exams. That was how he gave his exams. He literally used to sleep only for 4 hours in a day, I guess. But for you people, the pressure is not that much, so you can at least afford to sleep a little more. But then let me tell you, the next 1 week, seriously have a plan, you know, dedicated plan where you just step out, maybe for 10 minutes of refreshment on the phone, and you step out for food and all, and you just relax. And you know, yeah, and very important is when you are sleeping at night, you should have a proper sleep, right? You should have a proper sleep. That is very important. Don't sleep at 12 in the night and wake up at 4 in the morning trying to study. Don't do that, because I'm telling you, even during the exams also, don't do that. Let me tell you that sleeping less will not help you in any way. It will not help you in any way, because in the exams you'll be so tired. My son, while he was writing his 10 ka boards, he slept off during his maths exam. First of all, he hates maths. So, and he was like, he was studying at night and he slept off during the exam. I was like, dude, you slept off. Will you clear the paper or not? So, yeah, so please, you need proper sleep. And let me tell you, try sleeping like this. So it will help you a lot. You know, that the bad vibes of the day will just go out from your body. When you go to sleep, just lie down straight and leave aside everything. Try to, you know, blank your mind. I had a fight with my boyfriend or girlfriend. My parents don't understand me. My siblings are the worst enemies that I have on this planet Earth. Only good thing is my friend who I cannot meet because of lockdown. All these good and bad feeling, keep it out. Just keep it out. Keep it out of your mind, out of your body, out of that bed. And relax and sleep. Within 3 minutes, you will fall asleep. And when you wake up in the morning, you will find so much better than what you did yesterday. And it will give you energy to fight for the rest of the day. So try this, it may help you. And suddenly government imposes a lockdown. Let's read this question. If the delivery of the goods was supposed to be done by X on, and suddenly further notice it is super, yes. How will the settlement be done? It will be done after the government, the lockdown is over. After that, we will decide on what to do. After the lockdown is over, we'll decide what to do. Okay? I mean, whatever the settlement, it will be done after the lockdown is over. So I hope it's clear. I hope today's session, and I hope we don't need any more sessions. However, if you have any doubts, anything, any point of time you feel anything, you just drop a message or you just give a call, and we are there, always there. All the teachers, we all are there for you all. So I'll see you. I'll not see you, but I am waiting for, then his legal heirs will settle, no? His legal heirs will settle. It will be helpful when you write, when after the exam, I get messages from you from the exam center itself that ma'am, awesome paper. Okay, I'm waiting for that. So all the best and keep giving. It's just now another week and it will be over with. So just keep giving your all your 100% into it. Okay, chalo, bye bye and all the best.